Hi, how are you? Welcome to Remember's Corner. So, someone asked me two questions, but I'm going to answer them as one. So, the first question was how do you use a reference song to EQ a system? And also, this person has had an experience where people use a reference song, but things don't really sound that much different after. And then the second question was when someone is using the main mic to EQ a system and to ring it out, won't that affect the overall sound of the PA because they're controlling the graphic EQ that is actually controlling the main system? Okay, so the I'll answer the second question first. So I remember when I was starting out as a sound engineer, most of my mentors who've been doing sound right now for more than 30 years, the one of the first things I was taught to do was to use a main mic when I'm ringing out a system. So the when you are a bit immature as a sound engineer, when you're using that main mic to EQ the system, when you are immature, you may overdo it on the graphic EQ for the main system. But the more mature you get, the more you understand there's a balance between the channel EQ of that mic and the overall EQ of the system. So with that balance, the more you mix live, you kind of have an idea how your EQ should look like on a mic. And then now when you then checking that mic in the main system, you can then hear that the PA itself, for example, it is more biased to low mid, it is more biased to highs, it is more biased to high mids. So that is what you would then be correcting on the graphic EQ. And then when you are ringing out, you're also working out like what is the worst case scenario your artist is going to be in front of the PA when they come to the audience area. But there's always a balance between not overdoing it on the main PA and doing as much as you can on the actual channel. So that is the balance. But when you're growing as a sound engineer, the more immature you are, is you overdo it, and the more you get mature is you then get the wisdom between the channel EQ and the main graphic for the main EQ once you're checking with the main mic. One of my mentors now, whenever I work with him and he's EQing the system, or he wants to check if the system is good and I'm doing a job for him, all he does is just grab a mic, speaks on a mic. When he's happy, then that's it, it's done. He doesn't like reference songs, and he's also one of my mentors. Yeah. So on the other hand, reference songs, I use reference songs. Although one of my mentors doesn't like reference songs, I use reference songs because one of my other mentors uses reference songs. So just on a side note, I think I've got like different mentors from South Africa, Zimbabwe, from England, from Italy, from the States, from Asia as well. So I basically learn from all of these mentors. So now to get back to our question, so using a reference song, I use a reference song to EQ a system. A reference song for me, almost every other year or once every 2 years or once every 3 years, I pick a song that I use as a reference song. A reference song for me, I usually pick a song with just a voice and piano, or voice and guitar, but like something very simple. And I know how this song sounds. So when I play this song in a system, all I'm listening for is, does the system give me a true expression of how this voice sounds, and does it also give me a true expression of the piano? And there must not be any other sounds apart from that. So when I start hearing biases on highs or high mids or lows or low lows, then I start tweaking those elements so that my song sounds a certain way. And then after that, I then play a song that is full on with like different elements, like EDM kind of type. This song pumps when I play this song that pumps again, I'm also listening to the balance. But once a system passes my 2 songs and I tweak it to match my 2 songs, I can basically most of the time EQ all my channels, all my other channels blind, and the band can come and they can play, and my things would sound more or less in the ballpark. I've done a job where in Nigeria, where Davido, for example, didn't come through for soundcheck with his band because they were at another event or something like that. But I knew they're coming full band with drums and everything else. So just by using my reference songs, I was able to just do my generic EQs on the different channels. And when the band was invited to come on stage to perform, when they did their first number, I was in the range. So that is what reference songs do. But basically, that's it. So, but again, reference songs, you must make sure it's not an MP3. It must not be a funny format. It must be a wave. For me, my reference songs, they are songs that I actually buy. I buy them and they are proper wave format. One of my mentors is like he'd actually lose it if he hears someone saying they're testing a sound system with an MP3, but that is like unacceptable, because an MP3 does not give you the right amount of information, which is somehow as close to what the information you're going to be getting from the band on stage. Because an MP3, the files are compressed, so it doesn't give you the full sound. At least a wave file is better. It still doesn't give you the fullness in terms of dynamic as you're gonna get on stage, but it is basically like the next best thing. So reference songs are good, but make sure it is a wave file. Buy a CD, rip the song from the CD, in a wave format. But basically that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, Skona, looking forward to have you again. Bye for now.